You've never actually heard anything. Everything you think you've heard, your name being called, a door slamming, your favourite song, none of it ever reached your brain. What reached you was just air, moving, slightly. Your brain made the rest up. So what actually is sound? Not a thing, an event, a disturbance. When something moves, a guitar string, a vocal cord, your hands clapping, it pushes the air molecules next to it. Those push the ones next to them, and so on, outward in all directions, like a ripple, but invisible. Here's the test. Take all the air away, complete vacuum. Now make the loudest noise you can imagine. Nothing. Not quieter, nothing. Because sound isn't a thing that travels, it's the travelling itself. No medium, no sound. That famous movie tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream," that's not drama, that's just physics. And here's where it gets stranger. Someone once took a metal plate, sprinkled sand on it, and drew a violin bow along the edge. The sand moved, and arranged itself into perfect geometric patterns. Stars, flowers, grids, drawn entirely by the invisible shape of the sound vibrating through the plate. Sound has a geometry. You just can't normally see it. So the disturbance reaches your ear. Now what? Your eardrum is a membrane roughly the size of your fingernail. It vibrates in exact sympathy with whatever pressure wave hit it, thousands of times per second. Behind it, 3 of the smallest bones in your entire body amplify that vibration and pass it deeper, into a fluid-filled spiral called the cochlea. Inside the cochlea, tiny hair cells convert different frequencies of vibration into different electrical signals. Those signals travel up the auditory nerve to your brain. And here is the part nobody tells you. Your brain doesn't receive sound. It receives electrical signals. And then it constructs, from scratch, the experience of what you call hearing. The warm sound of a piano, the sharpness of a whistle, the specific voice of someone you love. All of that is your brain's interpretation of electrical data, not the sound itself. 2 people standing next to each other, hearing the same note, are having 2 completely different experiences inside their skulls. Sound travels, but how fast? Through air at sea level, roughly 343 meters per second. Fast, but not instant. Fast enough that if you're watching someone hammer a nail from 300 meters away, the sound arrives almost a full second after the impact, which means you're hearing the past. It's also why thunder follows lightning. Same storm, same moment. But light reaches you almost instantly. Sound takes its time. And here's what speed tells us about what sound actually is. It travels faster through water than air, faster still through steel. Because the denser the medium, the more tightly packed the molecules, and the faster each one can push the next. Like a line of dominoes falling faster when they're packed closer together. The speed of sound is a measurement of how connected a substance is to itself. Human ears hear a narrow slice of what's out there. Roughly 20 to 20,000 vibrations per second. Below that is infrasound. Too slow to hear, but not too slow to feel. Earthquakes, storms, and certain large animals produce infrasound that travels hundreds of kilometers. Elephants use it to communicate across distances so large you'd never know a conversation was happening. Above your range is ultrasound. Bats navigate entire 3-dimensional landscapes using it in total darkness, building a detailed map of the world from pure echo. Dogs, cats, dolphins, all hearing a version of the world you will never access. The world is full of sound you're simply not built to hear. Here's what's actually happening right now while you listen to this. Every word is something moving. A pair of vocal cords. That movement disturbs the air. The air disturbs your eardrum. Your eardrum disturbs some fluid. Some hair cells fire. Some electrical signals travel. And at the end of all that, your brain decides what it means. You never hear the world. You hear your brain's best guess about the world, built from pressure and electricity. And somehow, across that whole chain of disturbance and reconstruction, you still manage to understand each other. Most of the time. If you like what we are doing here at Science for Starters, consider subscribing to this channel and check out our other videos. Happy learning!